guest musician, Justin Anchetta. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, if you would, Justin, get us started with our community song and take it away.
Is this the community song that I choose? Oh, great. Phew. I was going to say. Beautiful. All right. Birds they sang at the break of day. Start again. I heard them say, don't dwell on what has passed away, or what is yet to be. Yeah, the wars, it will be fought again. The holy dove, it will be caught again. Bought and sold, bought again. The dove is never free. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Ask for signs. Signs were sent. Birth trade, marriage spent. Yeah, the widowhood of every government. Signs for all to see. I can't run no more with this lawless crowd, while the killers in high places say their prayers out loud. Yeah, but they summoned up a thundercloud, and they'll hear from me. Bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. You can add up the parts, but you won't have a song. You can strike up a march, but there is no drum. Every heart to love will come, but like a refugee. Still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Let's return to sing one more time. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in.
Is this one of your originals, Justin?
This is Leonard Cohen.
This one.
Oh, I'm sorry. The next one is.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, why don't we have a seat and let Justin serenade us as we listen to one of his originals. And if you feel called to sing along, you're still welcome to do that.
All right. I chose this song just in the spirit of today's talk around the light and the dark. Leaf that fell to compose on ground deaf ears old. Wave a sound, console tears, light in the dark. Vision in the dark to make the world bright in the hardest of times. See the bore fruit long after last breath of spirit had died. Tell you where your spirit goes. Seed that bore fruit before its fruit will grow. So go on, let's use what we know. Hush, hush, baby, don't you cry. And I'll sing you lullabies, but stay away. Now's the time to go to sleep. Once your rest has made you strong, you must carry on. Spirit
Well, good morning and welcome again to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. We want to know wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. My name is Reverend Mitch Austin. I'm the spiritual director for the center, and I will be your speaker today. So I'll tell you a little bit about who we are. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through the practice and application of the teachings of science of mind. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's expression. We demonstrate active compassion, first to ourselves and to each other and the world. We experience meaningful contributions through giving generously of our time, our talent, and our treasure. And lastly, we intentionally promote our community and teachings. So that's a mouthful, isn't it? Well, here, when we talk about the teachings, they basically boil down to 4 ideas, and I want to share that with you. The first one is, all thought is creative and influential, so we're mindful of what kind of thoughts that we carry around in our consciousness. The second is, we believe that there's only God. All the evil and devilishness that happens on the planet starts and stops right here in our minds. Third, we believe that everything in our experience is either a call for love or an expression of love, no exceptions. So yeah, when your adult child is being fussy or your little child's being call for love, when your spouse doesn't want to talk to you, that's call for love, right? What if we looked at everything in our experience that way? Really change how we show up, yes? Yes. The fourth and the most important is, and I hope you get this down in your spirit, is that you are whole, perfect, and complete just as you are right now. There might be some habits and things you want to change, but at your essence, already precious, already whole, already worthy of all the good this life has to offer. So now we will begin our candle lighting, our inclusion candle lighting. I'll invite Pat Cooper up to light our candle. And then as Pat lights the candle, I will read our inclusion statement. We light this candle to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life, honoring infinity of oneness as all creation seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within us all. Thank you, Pat. Thank you. So what's alive in you today? Shout it out. What's alive? Joy, love, light, music, gratitude. You know what's alive in me? Full house. Love this. The rain just stopped just in time for everyone to show up. Isn't that great? And the power of community alive in all of us. So we are a praying community. If you look at the back of your seats, or if you're in the front row, if you go to the back, we have lavender prayer request sheets in the back. You're welcome to fill them out, and then to the left of the door is a little wooden box. If you put them in there every Monday, we collect them and we pray on them for you. Also there, if you are online with us today, you're welcome to go to our website at sierracenter.org. And if you click on spiritual support, you can submit a request for prayer, and we will also pray on those each Monday. So if you're here for the first or second time, you'd be willing to raise your hand. We're not going to ask you to stand up or say your name. We would just like to welcome you. If you're here for the first time, welcome, 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 welcome. So glad you're here. And we have a little packet for you on the way out that tells you more about us and what we do. So I would like to invite up Carol Unterseer, our Board of Trustees, to give us today's announcements.
Testing. Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Carol Underseer, one of your Board of Trustees, so welcome. Today's announcements include, bear with me, there's quite a few. So we are still accepting membership renewal cards, so see Chana in the back if you would like to submit one today. We need help for live streaming Congregant Care and Children's Church. So please see Geraldine, who's actually in the back supporting the kids right now, or sign up in the foyer. Our Board of Trustees meeting is today. So if you are here and would like to join us, please let us know. We all are welcome. We are now offering a weekly drop-in yoga class. Yay. Thursdays from noon to 1. Please bring your own yoga mat, $10 suggested love offering. Sacred Dance Circle, Monday, December 16th from 10:30 to noon at Sierra Center here, 119 Florence Avenue. Please arrive at 10:15, and RSVPs are appreciated. I know Judy's in the center today. Please call her at 530-798-0385. Movie night is coming up. How the Grinch Stole Christmas will be Thursday, December 19th from 5:30 to 7:30. We will bring the popcorn and children are welcome. Join us for authentic Mexican posada, Saturday, December 21st at 7 p.m., facilitated by Liliana Cruz, one of our practitioners. And I'm asked to have you come up and speak about it. Yes, please come up and share a little bit.
Good morning, everybody. Ok, yo voy a hablar en español y Juan me va a hacer la traducción en inglés. La pregunta es si les gustaría saber el significado real de una posada navideña mexicana.
The question is if you guys would like to know the real significance of a Mexican posada.
Las posadas tienen un significado teológico, ¿verdad? Pues en cuestión de religión.
The posadas have a religious significance.
Pero en esta ocasión vamos a aprender el significado metafísico de una posada.
In this moment, we're going to learn about the metaphysical, about the posada.
Así que la piñata, los dulces, los colores, todo lo que tiene la posada incluido, tiene un significado metafísico que para nosotros en Ciencia de la Mente es mucho más enriquecedor.
The piñata, the candy, and the colors are all part of the metaphysical meaning, and we are going to recreate them.
Tenemos los flyers en la mesita de allá.
We have the flyers in the table over there.
Y los esperamos, no falten, ¿ok?
And we all wait for you. Don't miss out.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liliana and Juan Jr. All right, sounds wonderful. Next, we have December 22nd. After our service, we will be caroling in the sanctuary. My favorite time of the season to do that. Join us to sing classical holiday songs and enjoy some hot cider, led by Nicole. Is Nicole here? Noelle, I'm sorry, Noelle. Songbooks will be provided. Also on December 22nd from 3 to 5, there will be a winter solstice event, including a despacho ceremony. Flyers with more information, cost is $20, and I want to invite Maricela up to go over that. More information. Whatever you'd like to share. Thank you.
Sí, por favor. Good day. Happy rising, everyone. The despacho is a beautiful mandala that we create with natural ingredients that you have at home, like seeds, incense, flowers. It's very colorful, very beautiful, done from love. And it's an Andean tradition, specifically from the land I come, which is Peru. And we offer this in honor of our Mother Earth, we call it Pachamama, but also to the spirit that resides in the mountains, the Apukuna. So there are many words that will be in Quechua, but we will be explaining to you what it means. So it is an exchange of energy, an exchange of reverence for the father and the mother created in the land, in the trees, in every living single being. And we do this in every solstices and equinoxes, or in any occasion that we want to give thanks to creation. And it's done in the energy or the spirit of Aini, which is the sacred reciprocity between giving and receiving, to the point that there is no separation between them, because they're both part of who we are. So we invite you to come here and celebrate the winter solstice by all creating the despacho. Theodore and I have been in Peru many, many times. We take groups there. We work very closely with the medicine people. We call them the Pacos and the Ñustas. And they are the direct descendants from the Inca and pre-Inca people. So they have kept their traditions very alive, which is also very based on the Native American tradition to fulfill that beautiful prophecy of the eagle and the condor, that when they both, fly wing to wing, we know that peace has been restored on earth. But where do we start that? Within us. We are that prophecy in action, that walking prophecy. So we're here to celebrate that. And so what I will request from everyone who would like to assist, just bring maybe a little flower from your garden. I don't know if there are flowers still around. Yeah, but if you find something, or maybe a colorful leaf, something that, a pine cone that we can add into the offering, because we want to keep it very organic, not necessarily going to the store and buying things. What would you like to say?
You want me to translate that?
Yeah. You sure? Okay. So we invite you on the 22nd. Come and be with us to learn a lot about the Andean tradition. Thank you.
All right. Next we have Tuesday, December 24th from 6:30 to 7:30. We are having our Christmas Eve service. Candle lighting ceremony filled with holiday cheer and reverence for the season. And Mr. Ho 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 will be here. Quick start class with Shara, Saturday, January 11th and Saturday, January 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is an introduction to the background and basic principles of the science of mind and spirit. Everyone new to the science of mind philosophy is strongly encouraged to attend. This class is mandatory for all new members. We ask a $20 love offering per class. There's a sign-up sheet over in the foyer. And next we will be offering a vision board workshop with Reverend Mitch and Karen, Saturday, January 25th from 10 a.m. to noon. $25 suggested love offering. If you shop at SPD, don't forget to sign up for our e-scripts. And 3% of our total purchase will be donated to the Sierra Center. The forms are in the foyer as well. In closing, you can find Zoom links and details about all our announcements in our weekly newsletter and on our website, sierracenter.org. Thank you.
All right, another song. This is an original tune that I wrote just some months ago, and I believe it's why I'm here, because I think someone heard this song and invited me here. And just some backing on this song, it is a song to myself, and it's called Shadow, because it's me realizing the hard things that I came from and loving on those parts of myself so I can go somewhere with that. 'Cause I'll climb a mountain for you. I know I came from pain, but that doesn't mean I need to feel it. I know I've also came from love, and I can still rise above the shadows that are part of me. The shadows that are part of me. Hold on to who you are. You can't let down your guard. Be your own compass toward your dream, but keeping an open heart. But keeping an open heart. I'll climb a mountain for you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Reverend Lanny Howard. I'm the Minister Emeritus here at the Sierra Center. And the sacred reading today is from the Science of Mind textbook. This is one of the things we start out with in the Science of Mind study. As you can see, it's quite a big tome, but it all says about the same thing as every other great spiritual book. But this is the definition, the sacred glossary, if you will. Since all of life is sacred, why shouldn't the glossary be sacred as well? And this is the definition of love, because that is our value for today. Love is the self-givingness of the Spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Emerson tells us that love is a synonym for God. We are also told in the New Testament that he that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. Love is free from condemnation, even as it is free from fear. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. So that is our sacred reading. And our value for today is love. We restate the values of our community and sort of enhance and enlarge on them. And so love is one of our values. And can we put the value up for a moment? Oh, it's up there. Okay, it's not up there. Okay. Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. So love. When we talk about love, we're talking about love here in our community. And we're talking about the fact that love is who and what we are. In the science of mind and spirit, we say God is all there is. And if God is love, then everything is created out of love. And I know that all of the wisdom folks have said, John has said, this is in the Bible, the disciple John says, perfect love casts out fear. Perfect love casts out fear. And fear is, we like to put little things together that say, fear is false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. And so what we know is when we're afraid, we constrict. And so when we can exercise the realization of love, we can open and free ourselves from the bonds of fear. There is a wonderful quote from Rumi, the wonderful Sufi mystic, who says, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So it's really, love is who we are. That is our essence, and that is what we are here to do. We are here to do what we love. We are here to be with those we love. And we are to practice loving everything and everyone. And nobody said, it might sound simple, but it sure ain't easy, right? But it's what we're here to do. So that is our value of love. And so now I am going to ring the bell 3 times. Then we are going to, after each ring, we're going to say Om. And Om is not just a symbol, and it's not just a sound. It is a vibration, a mantra. They say it may be the echo of the Big Bang. So it's the primordial sound of the universe. So when you chant Om, you are connecting to the fundamental essence of the universe. So I will ring the bell, we will say Om 3 times, and then we will go into a 5-minute meditation. And I will bring us out of that meditation with a prayer. Breathing in, I remember that which breathes me. That it is love that breathes me, that is my life, that is the energy of creation, that brought everything into being. That love is the divine impulsion. And so I know that that love is present right here, right now, in all of its peace, all of its creativity, all of its abundance, all of its beauty, all of its truth, all of its wholeness, all of its health, all of its patience, all of the good imaginable is present in that energy of infinite potential everywhere. So I know that it is right here, right now, in, through, and as each one of us. We are incarnations of infinite love, of infinite intelligence. And so I know that that love now expands and shines forth in our experience. And with it comes that gratitude for that realization, for that presence of love that expands and ignites and brings about a greater realization of our oneness and our wholeness. And so I know that all of us here today are blessed, that everyone in service to us today to create this time together is blessed. I know that the words we hear from Reverend Mitch allow us to connect with that deeper experience of love and to remember to love all the parts of ourself, the light and the shadow. And so I am grateful, grateful, grateful to realize, to remember, and to know that this love is here and expressing through us in a greater way in this moment. As I release my word into the law of life itself, knowing that law is the propulsion of that loving impulsion and that it makes it manifest. And we affirm this truth together as we say, and so it is. We will have some more music. And this is special music from our wonderful Justin Archetta.
So this song here is a song I wrote for my grandmother, Librada Ancheta, and Bunkarie are the words that came to me. And I looked it up, and to me it means giving thanks to the elder tree. And she was this elder tree of the family over in Hawaii. And she passed away after about a month after I sang this to her. And she always wanted me to have a family. And Marin came into my life a couple months later, and this is my wife, Marin, and my daughter's in the other room. Yeah. Capo doesn't want to work. You'll travel far, not knowing when to stop. Atop new star, somewhere here you are. It's safe to say the matter is this state. We mold our fate to be what it is. Here, boom, gari, boom, gari, boom, gari, yeah, gari, yeah, gari, yeah, boom, gari, boom, gari, boom, gari, yeah, gari, yeah, gari, yeah. Give all my thanks to know this eyes clear. The space divided still all sums to one. The space divided still all sums to one. The space divided still all sums to one. Boom, gari, boom, gari, boom, gari, yeah, gari, yeah, gari, yeah. Boom, gari, boom, gari, boom, gari, yeah, gari, yeah, gari, yeah. Boom, gari, boom, gari, boom, gari, yeah, gari, yeah, gari, yeah. Boom, gari, boom, gari, boom, gari, yeah, gari, yeah, gari, yeah. Don't call it war. Can't call it war. Don't call it war. Can't call it war. Dividing for love, 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 dividing for love. Get love, feel it good enough. Get love, feel love. Dividing for love, dividing for love, dividing for love, dividing for You'll travel far, not knowing when to stop. Atop new star, somewhere here you are. It's safe to say the matter is this state. We mold our fate to be be what it is.
What's your wife's name again? Again for Justin Anchetta and Marin. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful music. Turn to somebody and say, glad you came today. Let's greet each other. Glad you came. Glad you came. Let's see each other connect. So, so, so beautiful to see everyone in the room today. So I'm sorry I couldn't be with you last Sunday. I had a little imbalance in the body going on, and I want to thank Reverend Madeline for last second stepping in. Can we just give her a hand for just saying yes? You know, sometimes you got to take a step back to take a step forward, and I feel better than ever, so I'm excited. I woke up excited about today. Speaking of excitement, we got a lot of good stuff going on. Isn't it wonderful? We also have the giving tree set up here, and the way it works is you put a little donation in the jar, and then we have ornaments, and you can write in memory of a loved one, you can write an affirmation, and then just put it up here on the tree. It's in 100% of that, well, 90% of it comes to the center, and we always tithe 10% back out. So please participate in that. You know, we are in a little bit of an ebb with the center right now in terms of our finances, but we know 2025 is going to be a wonderful flow. Don't miss Christmas Eve. It's going to be exciting. And we're still looking for Mr. Ho Ho Ho. If that's you, come see me. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Also, at the La Posada, we're having tamales, right? Yeah, tamales. Homemade tamales. I'm coming for the tamales. I'll be transparent about that. And all the other good metaphysical stuff I'll get to learn. So we need to just have a little check-in as a community. There's been, you know, in communities, they're a lot like families and people talk. But sometimes the talk is kind of hearsay or rumored. And there's been some questions about our business practices. And so here's my offer to you. We are a 100% transparent community. If you have any questions or concerns, please come see myself or the board president in the back, Marilyn, who does a fabulous job. And you're also welcome to go to any of our ministers or practitioners. Here's the thing. It's my goal to develop a conscious, loving community. And that means going to first source information. Because anybody ever play that telephone game, and by the time it went through 5 people, it became something totally different? And the problem with that is sometimes even saying accusatory things leaves a stigma, and it can destroy communities. So let that not happen here. Yes? We will all go to first source. So if someone comes to you and says, did you hear? You can ask, did you get that from the source? And if you didn't, maybe you want to go ask them about it to make sure you got the right information. And if they're unsure to go to someone, then you can say, I'll go with you and we'll find out together. Or we'll come to Reverend Mitch. And so if we keep that kind of clean practice in community, then we can always know what's really true, first and foremost. And we can get supported in the appropriate way with any questions we have, because we want to support you. That's why we're here. So thank you for that. I want to start off today's talk. A little story from a U.S. newspaper years ago about Alistair McGregor. McGregor was an expatriate from Scotland. Like that accent? I've been working on it. Scottish man living in America, and he was diagnosed with being clinically depressed. He was pessimistic and gloomy, and they interpreted it as a serious depression. So he went through a nightmare journey through the psychiatric medical community. He took lithium, he took Prozac, he took St. John's wort and ginseng. He said, they made me sit in front of a lamp for an hour every day. I kept telling them that it was all pointless. And they said, that's exactly the attitude that got you here in the first place. That didn't work either. So last ditch effort, they tried electric shock therapy. There he was, strapped down, about to put in the mouthpiece, and the nurse noticed he had a Scottish accent and exclaimed, "Oh my God, I think we're making a terrible mistake." Nurse Alice, a big fan of Scottish comedy, and she knows Scottish comedy. They're always talking about hopeless cases and nothing's ever going right and can't escape their circumstances. In fact, in Scotland, in the Scottish culture, it's kind of part of their culture to be depressed, and they don't see it as pathological at all. And so she went to the doctors, and then they changed their diagnosis from clinical depression to rather quaint and charming. They immediately discharged him from the hospital, gave him some brightly colored leaflets and a t-shirt that said, "I love New York." You know, we're going to talk about the darkness today, but not from the vantage point of the dark night of the soul or depression or some of those other things. We're actually going to talk about the spiritual growth and awakening that the dark season of winter presents to us. You know, we have the winter solstice, the longest night of the year coming up, December 22nd. And that's a time that we can use for deep reflection, because I doubt anyone's going to sleep the whole time period, right? And we're going to talk about some practices that you could incorporate on that day. Because here's the deal. For thousands of years, we lived our life in rhythm with the seasons. We have a physical, mental, and spiritual programming in our DNA that we work against, right? We don't go in and sort of shut down and slow down, right? In those years, we used to store up food so we could be indoors. We could be by the fire. Our day-to-day activities were minimal. Even before electricity, we had biphasal sleep. Did you ever hear about the two sleeps? You go to bed and you go to sleep, and then you would wake up at some period in the middle of the night and you go visit with neighbors, have some tea, read a book. Some of us still do this and go back to sleep. I do that sometimes, right? So we went from a season that was anchored in slowness and stillness and presence to making everything always like summer, right? And we haven't caught up with those changes yet. And some of us struggle with the dark season. I do. I have season affective disorder, sad, right? I have a hard time when the light goes away and I want to just be quiet. But the good news is we can thread the needle between our modern lives and this ancestral pull to just curl up by the fire. You ever wake up in the morning, some mornings you go, I just want to read a book and drink some tea. That's in your DNA. So we can find some balance between the two. And I want us to look towards some of the philosophy and traditions of the pagans. Now, the pagans aren't devil worshippers. The word pagan means earth dweller. They look to nature for their direction, for their connection with spirit and the divine. And they believe that the winter, they view it as a season of gestation where the seeds are deep beneath the snow and they're starting to move and activate with the presence of spirit moving on them so that they can get ready for spring. My fiance Karen, she told me a story. She had just moved to Eureka, and she had met this woman, and this woman gave her a potted plant. It was just dirt, and in there was a tulip bulb, and that was her housewarming gift. And when winter came, Karen got worried about it, so she moved it indoors. She thought it might freeze, it would, hurt the plant, and she told her friend. Her friend said, no, you got to leave it out in the cold, because the cold and the winter and that conditioning of the cold actually strengthens that bulb, and it pulls its roots deeper so that it can hold the bloom that comes in the spring. And that's the opportunity we have, right? It's worth asking ourselves, what is slowly shifting within us? What is growing and rooting in this time, in this season, right? Because we can, in this stillness, see, is there something we're running from? Is there something we're avoiding? Is there something our soul is pulling at us in this dark season to begin rooting within us? You know, the pagans called the winter season the season of blessed darkness. And the actual day of the solstice is a celebration of the return of the light after the longest night of the year. And the thing about this blessed winter, this blessed darkness, is that the land itself becomes simpler. Anything that's non-essential is stripped away. What if we took this season to just strip away anything that's non-essential? Then we could enter into this time of divine darkness. That's the title of today's talk. Divine darkness, because darkness gets a bad rap, doesn't it? You know, everything that is precious and valuable, we hide away, don't we? The good silverware, hiding the gifts from our spouse or our kids, the money stuffed in the mattress, the good jewelry's hidden away, all the good stuff. See, the subconscious mind, the darkness, that's the domain of the subconscious mind of what's not seen. And the light is the domain of the conscious mind. How much percentage-wise would you say is the conscious mind of that whole mind, subconscious and unconscious? What do you think? 10%. Yes, it's conscious mind, 10%. That means everything else is happening in the unseen. Your food's being digested, you're being, at night, your heart's breathing, you're breathing, you don't have to think about it, your heart's beating, you don't have to think. Imagine if you had to think about all that. I'd be in trouble because I forget all the time. I wouldn't be here. It'd be terrible. It would be a bad, bad thing. I love what Irene Glassy says. I got this off her Facebook page. She says, winter presents us a chance to pause and explore the underlying structures of our lives. It's an opportunity to take a deep look. Just as we can see further into the forest in winter, if we allow some of our distractions to subside, we can take a deeper look into our lives. So there's 3 parts I'm going to talk about that will help us take that deeper look and to care for it in a way so it's ready for spring, so it's ready for us to act on it. The first is clarity. Who wants more clarity? I can't tell you how many people I pray with think, oh, just give me clarity. Because we know it moves providence. The minute we're clear, everything starts to move. So clarity, I could just do a little dance for you here. Clarity, as we slow down and become present and we strip away the unessential, we gain clarity. The second is revelation, right? We have time to go deeper, to think new thoughts, to see something new. And the last is the gestation, sitting with it, incorporating it on the inside. I love this quote by Ka Cherney, author of Perceptions from the Photon Frequency. It sounds like a great book, doesn't it? I want to get that. Ka says, light can only be understood with the wisdom of the darkness. See, they work together. We have no light without darkness. They're partners. They're a continuum of a whole for us to have a sensory experience. So let's start with clarity. Ever notice that when life gets the leanest and you get the most uncluttered in your life and it's the simplest, you're the clearest? I always notice I can see spirit at work so much clearer when I'm down to my last minute to get something done and everything just happens. Or I'm down to my last dollar and money shows up, right? We see the activity of spirit so much more clearly when we get lean and we slow down. Any type A's in the room? Me, right here, type A. Always going, going, going. But see, the powerful spiritual practice to be present. Because if we're going, we're not present. Our mind's always one step ahead of where we're at. And when we still ourselves and we can be here, and we can be now. I just did it yesterday. I thought, well, I'm gonna talk about it. I might as well do it, right? Good practice for a minister. Best self-development program ever, minister. I invested the whole day to only turning on the very minimal lights, kept the Christmas tree, kept the house kind of dark. I only did very basic things, but I did them with great presence. I felt the sponge and the water as I was clearing the dish. I wanted to go out shopping, but I stopped myself. I said, no, I'm staying in all day today. And I'm going to be with what is. And you know what I noticed? I noticed a form of comfort welling up, a calmness in my nervous system I haven't felt in a long time. I didn't even know it was missing till I made that a priority. So I'm going to invite everyone to go on a diet, because this is the season of diets, right? It's a doing diet. We're all going to go on a doing diet. Now, that doesn't mean when your spouse tells you to do the dishes, you don't sit on the couch and go, well, I'm going on a doing diet. Reverend Mitch said. No. Don't use me. And in your doing diet, here's some practices you can make and incorporate in this other way of being. It's a good time to journal. Some people are journalers. I'm not. I'm actually a walker, but I do contemplative walking. And something about when my body moves, my brain works better. Anybody have that phenomenon? Yeah. So some people are kinesthetic, some are more sedentary, whatever works for you. It's also a good time to engage in creative activities. See, when we're creating something, it's coming out of the unknown into the known. That's the act of creation. It's a great way to incorporate the darkness, or just reflect on the closing year. Make it a priority to sit down and go, how'd this year go? What do I want for next year? And then bring it to the vision board workshop next year. The second is revelation. See, we want a new knowing, and we want to access a higher mind. And this is the time to do it, because when everything around us is still and we're still and we match that vibration, something new can come in. I love Debbie Ford. She's was a teacher of the shadow self. And she says, in the realm of divine consciousness, you can see beyond beliefs, beyond your knowing, and beyond not knowing. She's saying we can access that universal mind that Ernest Holmes talks about, that has all the answers to every question. We have access to that. And so when we slow down and we allow ourselves to relax and we allow our brain waves to shift, we get into a new state of mind. And those brain waves that shift, they shift into something called theta state. And in that theta state, that's known as the creative thinking state. And literally, you could watch your brain waves slow down into these long loops. Inventors have used this state of mind to create inventions. Mystics have used this state of mind to channel high wisdom. You ever have a brilliant idea pop in your head in the shower? Come on, tell the truth. We know. I call it the holy vestibule of all information, the shower. Because you're relaxed. You're still, you're warm, you're not being distracted, right? Or what about when you're about to fall asleep? You know that place in between awake and sleep? There was I think it was an inventor. He would hold marbles in his hand, and as he fell asleep, the marbles would hit, and he would wake up just enough to stay in that creative theta state. Because that's where you can get a new idea. You know, we think about, 60, 70,000 thoughts a day, and about 90% of them are the same thoughts, which means we get the same results. You know, you can live 100 years, or you can live 1 year 100 times. But if you make it a priority to get a higher vision, a new way of seeing things, then you can shift your life. And here's some questions I want to invite you to contemplate as you look for your revelation. What is my soul yearning for? The truest compass for your life is your soul. That imprint of you in the unseen before you took on one of these. It's always trying to get your attention. Or you could ask, where do I need more insight? We all have blind spots. All of us. If you're on the planet, you have a blind spot. But when we're willing to look at it with love and compassion, we can grow and root and deepen in a new way. Or lastly, maybe you need a new perspective about a reoccurring issue or problem. You can say, give me a new perspective about fill in the blank. About my health, about my wealth, about my relationships, about my spiritual walk. And then sit in the silence or walk or write and see what comes up. And lastly, the gestation period, a time of hidden change, that internal alchemy to incorporate whatever has come in for you, that newfound clarity or revelation. You ever find something out and you needed a minute to process it? Something you weren't expecting to hear, some information, some news. Yeah, we need that time to be with it, to reorder the internal parts of our being so we can carry what we just learned in a way that makes sense to us. So we're not in cognitive dissonance. Oh, this is true, but I believe this. Now what's going on, right? We have to move it around. We have to find a way to carry it. A type of rooting just like that tulip bulb in the dark, where spirit is acting upon it. Let spirit act upon you. But you got to get still. You got to put away the distraction. And that's hard because the mind's going to jump up and tell you all kinds of things. You don't have time for this, right? You said you were going to do that. You were going to call this. What's in my email? That's me. What's in my email? Give yourself time to be with the revelation that comes in for you. Because we'll forget like that. And when you tell somebody something heavy or big, give them time. Give them grace to incorporate it. I love what Rainer Marie Rilke says. This is an Australian poet and writer. Beautiful quote. Rainier says, everything is gestation and brings forth to let each impression and each germ of feeling come to completion wholly in itself, in the dark, in the inexpressible, the unconscious beyond the reach of one's own intelligence, and await with deep humility and patience the birth hour of new clarity. That alone is living the artist's life. And we're all giving birth to something. If you're solving a problem, you're giving birth to a solution. If you're changing in your home, you're giving yourself birth of a new environment. If you set a goal or intention, you're birthing in a new experience and reality. We're all artists of life. And sitting in the dark and being with the stillness is a vital part of that experience. And so I invite us to be with the seasons, to learn from all the seasons. And I want to leave you with this wonderful teaching story. There was a man who had 4 sons. He wanted his sons to learn not to judge things too quickly. So he sent each of them on a quest in turn to go look at the pear tree that was some distance away. The first son went in the winter. The second son the spring, the third the summer, and the fourth the fall. When they had all gone and come back, he gathered them together, and then he asked what they'd seen. The first son said that he saw a tree that was ugly and bent and twisted. The second son said, no, it was covered with green bulbs and full of promise. And the third son disagreed and said, no, it was laden with blossoms that smelled sweet and looked beautiful. It was so graceful to see what I had seen. And then the last son said that it was ripe, dripping fruit, full of life and fulfillment. The man explained to his sons that they were all right because they had each seen one season of the tree's life. He told them that you cannot judge a tree or a person by only one season. And that essence of who they are and the pleasure, the love, the joy that come from that life can only be measured at the end when all the seasons are up. If you give up when it's winter, you'll miss the promise of spring, the beauty of your summer, and the fulfillment of fall. Don't let the pain of one season destroy the joy of all the rest. Blessed be. So I will read today's affirmation, and then I will invite you to stand and read it with me. I choose to reap the gifts of darkness by being present in the moment, surrendering to what is, and expressing compassion for myself and others. Please stand if you are able. And together, I choose to reap the gifts of darkness by being present in the moment, surrendering to what is, and expressing compassion for myself and others. And so it is. Blessed be. All right. So this will be our time of sacred giving. And somebody... Pat. Thank you, Pat. And if we could advance. Thank you. All right. So we'll invite Justin back up to play us another beautiful song.
All right, you guys don't have too much time to learn these. But when I start repeating lines, it happens throughout the song, the chorus. And I welcome you guys to sing that with us. Hey, rich man who plays a stock exchange, this world won't change if you walk that way. My poor man will respect the same power of life has given us a chance to see the coloring of life and death, or a sweet sunset. Bend my knees and kiss the earth for giving us beams for our birth. Oh, 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 spring, summer, and falling, brown fading and dull winter night, when dimming light beckons the cave. Dwell in your heart through the changing tide, the fear recedes with our open eyes. We're not meant to be here struggling through the scenes of light, no bit tearing the heart. Beats as one, oh the heart. Beats as one. this town. But 10 years go by and no one's around. Almost left my home to create anew. Realize this life is the life some choose, but my fate different than the other man. I do my best to connect family and 'cause the heart beats as one. Oh, the heart beats as one. Take me to where my family can call home. It doesn't have to be anywhere, but I ask for the slow life to mend our heart, enjoy the life to mend our heart, enjoy the I see beauty trees, the green changing, spring, summer, falling, spin the heart with a dream time. Feel seeds without open eyes. Open your heart to the changing tide. Beats his word. Beats his word. Oh, the heart beats as one. Oh, the heart beats as one. Oh, 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 oh. Cause a heart beats as one. Oh, the heart beats as one.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Well, now is our time of intentional giving. So if you will, please take your gift in your hand. And speak aloud with me. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Blessed be. Would you mind just playing a little guitar as we pass the basket? Thank you, just. So I just give thanks. I give thanks for the intention and the love with which these gifts have been given, knowing that this energy of money is being infused with even greater prosperity for this center and for its circulation out into the world, and that whoever comes in contact with it is blessed with even more bounty and more riches that this gift gives to the center and to the giver. So I simply release this word of intention into activity of love and law, and together we say, and so it is. Blessed be. So I want to say some thank yous. I want to thank Pat Cooper as our usher and candle lighter today, Carol Untasier for our announcements, Diana, Chana, and Maya up on our sound tech and streaming. Chana also is our sound placer, and guess what? We have a sign for parking now. Yay! Also want to thank Reverend Lanny for her beautiful prayer and sacred readings. And last but not least, Justin and Chetta and Marin for their beautiful, let's really give it to them, beautiful, beautiful music. So what are you taking away with you today? Oh, and Jerry Lynn with the children. Let's make it loud. Yay, Jerry Lynn! What are you taking with you today? Love, peace, gratitude, community, rest, stillness, uncluttering, clear the way. Absolutely. Beautiful. So, if you will please stand for our benediction and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It's this thing called stillness. It's this thing called divine darkness. It's this thing called spirit. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is. Please stay standing for our closing song.
All right. Now you guys know all of our songs. This is what I really want you guys to sing this one. I feel where I go on this long road going home. Slow my breath to catch this flow, I am alive. This blue sky above and the earth deep below, we are just stardust and dreams passing by. Gratitude overflows for the fleeting we don't know. How long we'll be here when it's time to say goodbye. So I feel where I am, present as I can. Honor my ancestors and life after me. As I breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
When I breathe
in,
I breathe in peace. When I breathe
in,
I breathe out.
pray that we may begin to feel the stars that live within. Compel me so, pray we know we are just stardust evolving to let go again. Breathe in,
I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in. impossible to let go again. Since around me down, when I be since around, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, when I breathe out, I breathe out love.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, please help yourself to coffee, and we have some holiday cupcakes, and feel free to do the giving tree or pick up some flyers.